Hello people, yes I'm back again. I know, video. Sometimes none, now loads. Anyway, look what arrived today. Yes, it's the EDC fire kit from Polymath products. Now I contacted the guys out there and told them I was going to do a review, and don't worry, they didn't give it to me free. I'm not lucky enough for that, but they did say that they're very happy for people to test their products and to review their products. So I ordered the EDC kit itself, which is the one you've seen already, probably on Sergeant Fruitcakes and many other websites already being reviewed. So I've got that, and I ordered the refill kit because if you look at the prices, it's $8.99 for the EDC kit, which is your container, your ferro rod, your striker, 8 little jute sticks which are covered in wax, and the thermometer, which I've got to say is pretty hard to read. You know, I mean, I've got crappy eyes anyway, but it's pretty hard to read. It's very small writing on that. And you get, of course, your pot of what they call it, fire dust, and your mini glow stick. See, so that's $8.99. Nice little container. But if you pay $3.99, what you get is basically, well, you get a free mint cake. Actually, you get a bit of Kendall mint cake free. But what you do get is you get 3 refills for that pot. So basically 3 kits minus your fire steel, your striker, your container and your thermometer. So what you could do if you wanted to be super thrifty is get an old shotgun shell. You can find them lying around in the fields anywhere. Clean it out, make yourself a kit. Okay, shotgun shell kit. Most of us got a fire steel on us already and a striker. The thermometer is great. It's a good gadget. It's of dubious use, but it's, you know, it's there. And I'm pretty sure that if you bought the kit, if you want a budget and you can't really afford $8.99 just for one setup, the $3.99 setup gives you a brilliant chance to make yourself some fire kits, put it into your everyday kit, you see, so you could actually use it in the field quite well. Now what I'm going to do later is, these sticks are waxed jute. Now we know what jute is. Anyone in the bushcraft community knows what jute is. It's something that's brilliant for taking a spark, for putting in your fire nests, for blowing into flame, that sort of thing. Now all the tests I've seen so far have been on a sealed EDC kit under the water. I mean, the guy's video is brilliant. He comes out of the lake. I mean, at first you think, am I in the wrong video? And then he appears from the lake, crawls onto land like something out of that old Schwarzenegger film, you know, The Predator. He crawls into the mud and then says, I'm going to light a fire. And he pulls this thing out of his hand, covered in mud and water, and blow me down, he lights a fire. And guess when you need a fire the most? It's when you're cold and wet and shaking. And this thing, it performs. You know, the little nightstick there. These things, well, they're great. I mean, at night, if you want to see what you're doing, a mini glow stick is always going to be handy, because you can put it by your tinder, you can see where you're striking your fire and all that. The powder, brilliant. This stuff here goes off very, very well, fire powder. I've got another few bags of that in one of my other kits, but it's always nice to have it in a measured dose like that, save you using too much. So it's great, but like I said, all of the kits have been complete when they're underwater. But what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to get one of these sticks and I'm going to leave the stick in the water, bare, naked, exposed, and then I'm going to see if I can light it. That's my test. Okay, yeah, if it's in its container and it gets wet, well, it's meant for that. But what happens if it's in your pocket, something happens, that lot comes unsealed and these get wet? Well, I'm hoping that the fact that they're waxed will mean they'll still take a spark. Well, anyway, that's to come. So this is just a look at what arrived today. Like I said, $8.99 for the EDC kit, and $3.99 for 3 refills, minus of course the case and everything I said before. So there you are. That's what you get for a total of £12.98 posted, and I've got an idea that that will last most people quite a time. I mean, even if you were to use this every day you went out in the woods, you've still got what, 8, 16, 24 fires just right there. You see, this is not bad. So although it's supposed to be an emergency setup, you could really use it when you go in the woods, because once you've got a fire lit, I mean, let's face it, how many times do we light a fire? We light it once and keep it going. So there we are. Right, So that's your basic look at the kit. Everyone's seen it before, so I won't go mental on showing you what it is. But like I said, that's the refill section. That's what you get in your shotgun cartridge. And then a little later on, I'll bring you back when I'm going to do the proper wet test. Okay then, see you in a bit. Oh, wobbly camera. Okay then, here we are. Soaking. It's been soaking for about 10 minutes now. Okay, 10 minutes in the water on its own, outside of its protective case. Now, I've just had a quick go with this to see how well it works, and as you can see, I've shaved off the black coating, because the black coating, obviously it forms on, it's there to protect the steel. But I've got to say, it's to be perfectly honest, it's adequate. It's not the best fire steel I've ever used. Not like Mr. Scooty's one. This one here takes, you know, now I've cleaned it up, I'm getting some sparks out of it, but tell you what, it didn't actually work that well to start with. Maybe it was me, maybe it was what I did, but like I said, I've noticed that if I was pushing too hard, I didn't get very many sparks. Like this, if you push fairly lightly and quickly, you will get some sparks, okay? So yes, it does work, it comes loose from its container, and one thing I found quickly was if you put the rest of the kit back in the hole, the body of the thing doesn't squash up in your hands. It's actually easier to use if you put the kit back together. So that's one thing. So what I'm going to try is, this is the jute, as you can see, soaking away. I wasn't lying. What I'm going to do is just do what you would do in the field, bring off any excess moisture, then break the fibres apart, okay, just like this, like they do in the video. You can see that's fluffing up nicely, okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try and light this as it is, right, without any of the fire dust. I'm going to see if you can get a fire going just by fluffing up the fibres. Can you see that? Let me just check. Yes, that's right there. So, fingers crossed, people. Ha! What was I saying? Oh, it's over there. These things don't shoot out where you want them to, I've got to say. Oh, nearly. It's on the end of that though. Come on. That thing's come loose. Push that back in. Tap it in with the... How hard can you put it in there? Right, okay, let's try again. Like I said, the fire steel, it's not brilliant. Oh, there's a nice curl there. No, it's come loose again. So either it's me, and I've got to tell you, I've used a fire steel quite a few times before. Look at that. Did you see that one? Pulling it rather than pushing it, because as you know, if you push it like this, yes, okay, you can do that, but you've got a chance of knocking your fire away. I'll try it though. Mummy, look at this. Let's pin that down there so it can't move. Well, we did get a glow. Oh dear. We did get a glow. Oh, there you go, we've got a glow. It's wet. It was an extreme test, so let's try the fire powder. And this is quite fiddly to get open. It's a little tiny file. You can see that little stopper in the end. You're going to have to be careful when you open this, you don't pop it and drop your fire dust all over the place. And just use a little bit on there. Okay. Tell you by the way the sparks have been running. Okay, fire dust over there. Try this again. Again, it's come loose. That is a bit problematic. I'll try that pushing thing, that seemed to work better. Oh, this is, maybe it's this, I don't know. You can see, well, I hope you can see, I'll turn around a bit. Oh, there we go. Okay. Right, we did have a flame, and as you can see, she's caught. So now you could get your tinder going, you could get it all happening, right? Now I don't think that's bad. I mean, yeah, this, I'm not sure what to say about that. I wonder if it works better with a better striker. Let me just try my old faithful. Oh yeah, look at that. Use the old Gerber. So I think maybe the striker is too soft. Because like I said, I straight over to my Gerber and look at the sparks. No effort at all. Okay, so yeah, the fire still seems to be okay. It must be the striker. So obviously everyone else is doing this and they're having no problems with the striker at all. So okay, maybe it's me. But what can you do? So there you have it. That's going quite well. It's the little fire dust. I've got to say the fire dust helped. But as you can see, even if you take your tinder straight out of the water, dry it off, put it down, fluff it up, it's going to work. Especially if you add the fire dust to it. And as you can see there, it's taken a good long time to burn. They're supposed to burn for about 5 minutes as a match. So there you are. If you're out in the field and you want a match, light the end of it, it will burn for 5 minutes. Okay, it's trying to get me there. But, yeah, this, like I said, keeps working loose. But then again, I was giving it some welly. This striker must be the problem because there's no problem. No problem with the fire steel. Fire steel works really well. So I would assume that the striker either hasn't got sharp enough edges on it, or it's just not hard enough for the job. I'll try sharpening that up and seeing if that works. So there we are. The EDC fire kit, okay, it actually works. It does work. There we are. A fire from a completely wet tinder, taken out from the box, thrown in the water, left there for 10-20 minutes, whatever it was, and as you saw when you came, all I did was wipe it off, break it up, fluff it up, put some fire dust on it, and boom, away we went. This does work well, this not so sure. So maybe you could lose that bit from the outside of the kit when it's all together, and it's like, hang on, let me just put that through there so you can get the idea. When it's all back together, okay, this is through there, you might as well lose this. That's just a piece of stuff you don't need. Because if you've got a Gerber or a knife on you, you're going to work sparks off of the rod better. Plus it's less bulky. If you take that away, you've just got the ring. Yeah? What do you think about that idea? Polymath products, it's a good product. Yeah, not sure about that. Like I said, it's quite small print. It's difficult to read. It's gone off the scale there. Probably because it's in there. But all these things, these work well. I can guarantee they work well. You've seen it in an unedited test. This, not so sure. This, yes, it goes in there. It's good enough. Yeah, see, I didn't even bang it in that time, it stayed in. But if you give that a good thump, it stays in there. It's a very useful kit. If you want to use it just as an emergency, that's great. But as you've seen, you can use it as an everyday fire kit. And the refills are cheap. So once you've got that, don't worry about using it, is what I say, because it will indeed work. And you can buy the refills nice and cheap, keep it going. So there we are. Yes, on the whole, I'd give that a good 80% thumbs up. It would have had more if it wasn't for the fact that I had trouble using this. So there we are. The Polymath Products EDC Fire Kit Extreme Test is what I'd call that. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. Polymath, you've done a good job. You know, and thanks for the bit of Kendal mint cake, by the way. Right, thank you very much people. Bye bye now.